And we need to address the issues of whether we have the courage to do it now. And whether we're motivated enough to do it now. My motivation is this. This is why I can tell all y'all the truth regardless to what you did, no matter how much I like you, no matter how close I get to you. I truly believe that if I don't, no matter what I seem to get out of it, it's going to be destroyed. It will not last. I cannot build my hope on any human. And this is what I think is destroying the fabric of our society. It's not about, and this is why I don't even deal with this kind of stuff. I'm not concerned about whether you have a drink, or smoke, or little stuff like that that people want to take it on. You have to decide whether that works in your life or not. But when it stops you from being and doing the right thing, because mind you, whether you believe it or not, we've all got to decide what we believe the right thing is. That's a tough thing in democracy. Because the majority rules. You look around me and show me something that's wrong. Please. You can't find what's wrong. It's got to the point where if that's how they want to do it, that's how they want to live. You know, that's them. Okay, well, is there a standard at all? Anywhere? Do we have one? And how often does it change? And what we don't like to be confronted on is that actually the lack of standard that exists in our life. And people are afraid to have one. But see, when you establish a standard, you have to walk by faith. Because, you know, if you're a woman and you decide you want a man in your life and you establish a standard, it's going to be a pretty good way. It really will be. Or vice versa now, because, man, it is not, don't let me out. Our society, it works the other way too. And we tend to think that, because when you say something, we have been conditioned to hear it a certain way. So like if I talk about women looking for a man, society has told you that the problem is there's not enough good men. Right? And people believe that. That's what society told you. Okay? That's not what God says. There's something good for everybody who is good. You can't be a nickel looking for a dime. Relationships like even numbers. Somebody got that, somebody.
We often think that when we find that great person, it's going to make us better.
Right. Well, and see, here's the thing. Everybody thinks it's going to be, well, you can't find somebody to make you happy. You need to live your life. All of us think we need somebody. I'm here now. And I keep reminding you that whatever the mess you are in, whatever unhappiness you created that. The last person in the relationship didn't create that unhappiness because you chose that person. And then what we fail to believe is most of us don't believe we can be happy alone. Yeah. I'm married and am most happy alone. I love my wife, but I love being with God better. That's the absolute truth. Whether y'all believe it or not, I don't need to stand up and I will here. I promise you, there's nothing like the freedom of thinking of your own thoughts. Nothing. And most people are afraid of it because we live so much in the flesh. And even when we come to God, we don't often take advantage of the spirituality of the Word because we love our flesh too. See, and I'm not talking about controlling your flesh. That's why, see, there is some value in will worship or controlling your flesh. I'm not going to do this. Don't drink. Don't smoke. Don't go here. Don't go there. Okay, good. But don't go. And like I've said before, that's why a lot of quote-unquote nice people are missing the boat. Because they're nice based on a majority vote. Y'all understand what I mean by that? See, we're nice based on society standards. God never asked us to be nice. He asked us to do right. Generally, when you start doing right, you're not going to be nice, especially in the beginning. And that's what makes a lot of people mess up. And here's why you've got to find out what your standard is and what you're going to follow. People are going to live years with a nagging problem that will keep them from truly changing their life. Because in their mind, they keep pushing it off. It ain't that big. It ain't that big. It's all right. It's all right. Okay. So we go do something that make us feel good for that day and pretend it's all right. Well, here's all you need to understand. The way things work will not overlook that. The process will not be broken. Do you follow me? Because God is very consistent. If He says this is the way it's supposed to be, you're not going to go build a house against the way it's supposed to be built and think it's going to last. And many of us, I'm talking about those of us sitting here in the